So I've been practicing the Wim Hof Method every day for nearly 2 years in December. And in the week I do at least 3 rounds of breathing in a cold shower. And then at the weekend I like to extend it. So I do at least 4 rounds of breathing with the a plank hold on the last breath. I've got a bit of a shoulder thing going on, so I don't do press-ups at the moment. And then I do stretches, including a headstand to finish, and then I get in an ice bath, and then I do horse stance to warm up naturally rather than get dry. So I thought I'd go through that with you. And so the weekend is Wim Hof time. I do a daily practice, but at the weekend I get time to really indulge. So 4 rounds of deep breathing into the belly, into the chest and into the head, and then releasing at about 70%. I'll repeat those breaths for 30 or 40, at which point I let all of the air out and hold the breath out for about 2.5 to 3 minutes. At the end of that breath hold, I then take a huge breath in, tense all my muscles up as I'm pushing that oxygen up into my brain. Hold that for 15 to 20 seconds and then completely release it, at which point then I do the next round. I do 3 rounds lying down, and then on the 4th round I sit up, continue to do the deep belly breaths for 30 to 40 times, and then I let all of the air out and I go either into push-ups or a plank pose. And I find that the optimum rate of gas exchange at this stage between carbon dioxide and oxygen really strengthens my whole entire body, and that even with the breath out I can hold it, the stability of the plank, much longer. I then use yoga style stretches to stretch out the front and the back body and all of my limbs. And because I've done the yoga, the Wim Hof breathing, I find that I have a lot more flexibility and movement and mobility and strength, and that any of those nagging aches and pains that I might have accrued during the week, they seem to just not be there. So whilst I am using the muscles and I can feel the tension in the muscles as I'm stretching, just by focusing in on that and breathing into that sensation, the muscles are relieved. It has a really good impact actually on doing the Wim Hof method before yoga. I usually focus on a lot of twists and side bends during this practice, because that not only works out the external fascia and muscles, but it also works out the internal organs. By twisting and doing side bends, you twist and detoxify the organs, which then flushes out those toxins into the lymphatic system, which is drained naturally. And you also work out the smooth muscle in the digestive system. And arguably, a healthy digestive system is one of the key components to a healthy, long life. I will also, before I come up to standing, do most of the practice on the floor. And that's because if there is any dizziness or lightheaded left over from the Wim Hof breathing, you kind of work it out at that stage while still on the mat. When I do come up to standing poses, I will do lots of hip opening and shoulder opening poses like Warrior 2, side angle pose, which I do with a core strengthener, and then I'll include a bind, not only opening the shoulders and the heart, but also increasing flexibility, and again working out the internal organs and strengthening the core. These are also really good leg strengthening postures, and excellent for the lower back and hip openers and groin. Just a really full body experience. Remember, all of these practices must be completed on both sides. This is just a snippet of an idea of what I do. For my inversion, just like Wim, I like to do the headstand. A headstand is awesome because it increases your cardiovascular health, improves your cardiovascular health. It improves your digestive health. It if you're feeling a little bit discombobulated because you've been travelling or because you've been your circadian rhythms are out, it will help resettle any issues there. It's just an all-round really good exercise. I find it also really freshens up my mind and improves my mental acuity. I should probably have done one before I did this voiceover. The next stage then, of course, is to go into the cold. So usually I would do this in my ice bath in the garden, as it's a lovely time of year. It's about 3 or 4 degrees most days now. And but because I have a new tattoo, I can't do that. So I use in my house bath, but the water comes from the main, so it's pretty cold. I then use about 15 to 20 kilos of ice, which I either buy and recycle the bags, or I make in my freezer. And then I let that, whilst I do some breathing, I just let that do its magic and get the water a little bit colder. I start to focus then and start to breathe in for 3 and out for 6 with vagus nerve breathing, which calms down the parasympathetic nervous system, taking you into more of a calmed, relaxed state, a rest and digest state. And it has a natural warming effect on the body. My method when I get in the cold isn't to feel that it's cold or hostile. I feel that it's just sensation, and that the sensation should be embraced. And then I find after about 3 minutes, my body starts to warm itself internally, and I can stay in happily for anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how long I have to do it. And then I finish the practice by, rather than towel drying, by doing the horse stance, which I'll hold for 5 to 10 minutes and remain concentrating with the vagus nerve, 3 in through the nose and 6 out. And this helps promote health.